Hello and welcome back to ROADTRIpVIA, the once-a-day road trip trivia quiz. Today's episode is day number 227 of the 365-day trivia road trip. Today and all year, we have a 21-question random knowledge trivia quiz. There's going to be 20 questions up front and then a question 21 tiebreaker at the end of the video if you need to stick around for that. Thank you for watching and good luck on today's quiz. Question number 1. Doing this 4 times earns a golden sombrero. This feat can happen 4 times in an inning because if it finishes with a wild pitch, the batter can try to reach first base. A K on a baseball scorecard symbolizes what specific baseball stat? The answer is a strikeout. Question number 2. A religion founded in this country practices Ha-Ra-E, which involves washing away sin with water. Monks in this country created rock gardens to aid them in their meditations. Temples for what country's native religion are fronted by red gates called torii? The country we're looking for is Japan. Question number 3. A member of this family said, "The dream shall never die," after Jimmy Carter defeated him for the presidential nomination. Another member of what political family was assassinated by Sirhan Sirhan and served as Attorney General under his brother, who was shot by Lee Harvey Oswald? What is the family name we're looking for here? The answer is Kennedy. It is the Kennedy family. Question number 4. Krista McAuliffe was killed in the failure of this vehicle, which was launched in unusually cold conditions. What was the name of this space shuttle that broke apart during liftoff in 1986? The answer is the Challenger. Question number 5. 2 of these devices with unequal radius are connected in the differential type of this device. Counting sections of rope will find the mechanical advantage of a compound system of these devices known as a block and tackle. Fixed and movable are 2 types of what simple machine? The simple machine that we're looking for is a pulley. Question number 6. The rise in earthquakes in Oklahoma is believed to be related to the rise in what process used in the oil and natural gas industry in which pressurized liquid is used to crack underground rock, allowing the gas or oil to be collected? Specifically, it's called hydraulic fracturing, but if you just said fracking, that's acceptable. Question number 7. The protagonist of this play is envious of Charlie because his son Bernard is arguing a case in front of the Supreme Court. Linda insists that attention must be paid to this play's title man. What is this Arthur Miller play about the demise of Willie Loman? The answer is Death of a Salesman. Question number 8. Rulers of this city included Nabopolassar, who allied with the Medes to fight the Assyrians in the 7th century BC. A terraced building in what ancient Mesopotamian city was legendarily built on the orders of Nebuchadnezzar II, whose wife was homesick for greenery? That terraced building was the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Babylon is the city we're looking for. Question number 9. The protagonist of this work, Oscar Matzerath, stops growing up at the age of 3 but has the mind of an adult. What is this 1959 Gunter Grass novel set in the Polish city of Danzig, where Oscar swears off playing the title music instrument after the death of his father Alfred? The title music instrument is the tin drum. Question number 10. This piece was written as part of an experiment in modern music and shares some of its themes with songs like Embraceable You and The Man I Love by the same composer. What is this George Gershwin piece, a fusion of classical and jazz music that premiered in 1924 with Gershwin on the piano? George Gershwin was famous for Rhapsody in Blue. Question number 11. In 2009, Chris Hemsworth and Chris Pine united to play George and James Kirk in a J.J. Abrams reboot of this sci-fi franchise. What is this Gene Roddenberry created franchise that returned to television in 2017 with the premiere of Discovery? The answer is Star Trek. Question number 12. Originally called New House Grotesque, the sans serif neo-grotesque typeface was designed by Swiss designers Max Mittinger and Edward Hoffmann in 1957. Named for its Swiss origin, what is the most used typeface family in the world? The answer is Helvetica. Question number 13. The Museum of Modern Art is an art museum located in Midtown Manhattan, New York City, on 53rd Street between 5th and 6th Avenues. This land was once famously occupied by 2 mansions owned by what prominent New York family? The answer is the Rockefellers. Question number 14. Edward Elgar's concerto for this instrument in E minor was popularized by Jacqueline Dupre. Pablo Casals also played this string instrument, which is slightly smaller than the double bass. Yo-Yo Ma plays what instrument that appears in string quartets with violins and viola? The answer is the cello. Question number 15. When it was released in 1981, the film's storyline was set in the near-future world of 1997 in the crime-ridden United States. Kurt Russell's character Snake Plissken is recruited to save the president from what city, which has been converted into the country's sole maximum security prison? The first one was called Escape from New York. The answer is New York City. Question number 16. John J. Pershing was promoted to the General of the Armies in 1919. The only other general to receive that rank did so posthumously in 1976 as part of the United States' bicentennial celebration. Who was this other general? The only 2 men to be the U.S. General of the Armies was John J. Pershing and George Washington. Question number 17. After taking the blame for destroying an anatomy book, this character rekindles his relationship with Becky Thatcher. This character lives with his Aunt Polly in St. Petersburg, and Mark Twain created What Boy, who tricks his friends into whitewashing a fence. This young man's name is Tom Sawyer. Question number 18. A type of American cold or hot sandwich made from cylindrical bread roll split lengthwise and filled with meats, cheeses, vegetables, and condiments. It has many different names. The long, thin loaf of bread of which it's made gives it what ship-shaped name? It's called a lot of things, but one of the most popular is a submarine sandwich. Question number 19. Many books in the Tanakh and the Biblical Old Testament have a well-established tradition regarding their authorship. What is the name of this first book of both the Torah and Old Testament, which details the creation of the world and is usually attributed to Moses? That book is Genesis, the book of Genesis. And question 20. As a congressman from Tennessee, this man opposed the Indian Removal Act, and that stance cost him re-election in 1831. What was the name of this politician who later fought in the Texas War for Independence and became known later as the King of the Wild Frontier? The King of the Wild Frontier was Davy Crockett. All right. That is it for today. Thank you for watching today's episode of ROADTRIpVIA. This particular trivia format has to be my favorite music. So relaxing, so nice, and the pictures from Paris are pretty cool as well. Hopefully you enjoy watching these as much as I enjoy making them. Let's get ready for question 21. This will be the tiebreaker. Whichever player gets closest to the right answer is going to win the point. The Apollo program was designed to land humans on the moon and bring them safely back to Earth. How many of these missions successfully achieved this goal? So not how many Apollo's missions were there, but how many safely got humans to the moon and back. The answer is 6. Numbers 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, and 17. 13 was the goofy one. That's the one that they made the movie about, starring Tom Hanks. They never actually made it onto the moon, but they did make it safely back to Earth. But the mission was to get on the moon, so it was only those 6. 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Whichever player got closest to that is going to win the point. Congratulations, you just won the whole game. See you tomorrow.